If you were stuck on a deserted island, who would be more helpful in a survival scenario? Hana Bakani or Ida Paras? Ooh. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast, the Ali Fu Show podcast. And something that you can find really different is that I'm not in my usual home gym, nor am I at Zest Power Gym. Today, I am in Grant Teng's home gym. And to those who aren't familiar with Grant Teng, or in other words, or in Instagram terms, greglifts, he is in bodybuilding, he has 2 golds, he has 2 bronze, and he was 4th place in a pro show last year at Sacramento. And in powerlifting, he has 3 golds, he has 3 silvers, and he held 5 records. So, Grant, can you say hi to the camera?
What's up, guys?
What is your best squat bench deadlift? That's something that I ask everyone on the show.
Squat, I think the best was 190.
190 kilos. We have to be specific for the viewers. Yeah.
190 kg for the squat. For the bench, I think this is meat, right?
All time. So off in the gym or on platform?
I think gym was like 117.5. Not sure if I hit 120 in gym. Probably not.
Okay.
All right, deadlift. I did like a mock meet. I think I hit like 235.
235. Oh, that's really amazing.
But on like a meet, I think 217.5 was the heaviest I went.
And whenever you'd compete in powerlifting, how heavy were you? What weight class did you join?
66.
66. So,
yeah.
So obviously you guys can see that he is not only a very aesthetic and developed bodybuilder, but in the powerlifting scene here in the Philippines, he is also quite established as well. And for some people, this is especially true for the Instagram audience. Everyone asks me, because they do know that we know each other. Yeah. They ask me, isn't his name Greg? Why do you call him Grant? So can you please explain to the audience, why is it greglifts if your actual name is Grant?
Alright, so my name is like Grant Gregory Teng. Alright?
Okay, Grant Gregory Teng.
Greg, like my parents, my family calls me Greg. But now, I don't know, pretty much anyone just doesn't, like nobody really knows what to call me anymore. So it's either Grant, Greg, or greglifts. To me, it doesn't really matter. Just go ahead, whatever you want to call me.
Okay, fine. But in example, close friend, like with your close friends, what do they all call you?
Yeah, I think at this point, nobody. Yeah, they kind of just switch between Grant and Greg, and I don't really mind. And
you respond the exact same way.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I same with greglifts, dude.
Why didn't you make it Grant lifts?
Because greglifts kind of sounds like deadlifts.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. Now we know.
Just a little bit. No, it sounds a bit better than Grant.
It sounds okay, okay. Yeah. Well, it works. I mean, people do recognize you for it, so that's something that works naman then. Okay. So I've been following Grant for quite some time on Instagram, and everyone sees right now, if you've started following him 2019 or 2020, obviously he looks really jacked.
Not in a sweater.
Okay, not in a sweater, but obviously if you guys check his Instagram, you're definitely going to see how jacked he is. But in his stories that he would have in his Instagram, there were some throwback photos back when you way before you started lifting, and I guess to use the term, you were quite chonky.
Yeah.
Right? So from that chonky phase, what actually triggered you or made you start chasing fitness?
All right. So basically, when I started, that was I think 2015.
2015.
Maybe was it 2015? Second year college. Yeah, summer in 2015, I think. So,
how heavy were you that time?
I think like my peak weight was about 178.
178, okay.
So just for context, like I compete at like 134, 135, 136. So that's a pretty big difference.
It's a big gap, yeah.
So back then I was just chunky. Basically in UP, all I was eating was parang pancit canton, arki siomai. That's 2 pancit cantons and an arki siomai.
Yeah.
And like whatever else, mga fishball ganun.
Okay.
I really wasn't watching my diet, and then for some reason, I was like, shit, man, I want to like see if I have abs.
Oh, you want to see?
Yeah, I was like, parang summer shred ganun.
Yeah.
Basically, that was throughout the summer. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to the beach, but I want to go through that phase, that summer shredding phase. So that was a good like 3 months. I lost mga 30 something pounds.
30 pounds, okay.
Yeah,
what changes did you make?
Admittedly, that wasn't the best approach. I pretty much went on a crash diet. I think I was having like 8 hard-boiled eggs and like 1 sweet potato.
Did you enjoy it, that phase?
No.
I don't think anyone's gonna enjoy it.
I was also doing a lot of cardio. That time, parang I was going to the gym doing at least 30 minutes of like running.
So on the treadmill, yeah.
Yeah, so I was when I started, that was like 2015. I was like, okay, wow, dude, I can do like 3K, and then I was doing like 5K regularly, like every other day. And then obviously my diet was still a little bit. It was still shit. I mean, it was still just crash dieting.
Exactly.
But I mean, I lost like 30, so the buy-in was there, and I just kept doing it. Eventually, like I think around 2016, I was doing like 10K runs every other day on the treadmill, bro.
Yeah, but that's a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the diet was from crash dieting. I moved to like keto.
Keto, okay.
Keto,
I think everyone goes through that phase.
Yeah, so if anyone's wondering, I do have experience with keto.
Would you recommend it to everyone?
I just eat your carbs, bro.
Eat your carbs.
Eat your carbs.
Okay, so you were roughly 170, then you lost 30 so pounds. So I guess at that time you wanted abs, you just wanted to be generally fitter.
Yeah.
What made you, from that point on, want to really pursue bodybuilding?
Alright, so here's what happened. So I kept losing weight, and then at a certain point, I think I hit like 132 in 132 in 2016. 2017, well, let's just say I gained like another like 10 pounds or like another 15 pounds because I went off.
Okay.
Because that whole keto thing
threw you.
When you stop, it's not fun. So I gained like 10 to 15. Then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start the year. I think that was like a New Year's resolution.
Oh, for you.
I was like, I'm gonna get shredded, and then it worked. I think by March, I was that at that time that was the best I looked.
Okay.
Like March, and then I went to the gym, AF UP Town.
Okay, yeah.
And then I think I saw, if you know Miko, the fit one,
yeah, the fit one, yeah.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Bro, do you compete?" I was like, "What's that?" And he was like, "Bodybuilding, bro." There's
Wait, I'll stop you there. Does he really sound like that?
Yeah. No, not really. But,
Miko.
No, not really. But he was like, yeah. I mean, I wasn't really sure because I didn't really know him at that time. I was like, what the hell's a competition? And I was like, this seems kind of fun. I think kaya naman.
Okay.
At that point, I didn't know how to pose or anything. There was probably like 2 months in between when he said that in the actual show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought I was like pretty lean already. I didn't research. I didn't do my homework. Went to a physique show. Didn't know how to pose. Didn't know how to get like a tan. And then I didn't know it was like untested, like how big they actually were. Because when you see them in pictures, it's chill. But then when you see them in person, it's just like, what the hell, man? What the hell? Huge, dude. And then, I got wrecked. Ended up probably like last
place.
Like last place. And I was like, that's pretty fun though.
Yeah, you enjoyed that with me.
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed. I mean, I enjoyed the process.
Right.
Like, I enjoyed the grind, that cut. And then after that, I was like, that's 2017, right?
Yeah.
I think my first show was in April. And then after that, I ate, got up to like plus 20 pounds, I think. Just like a dirty rebound.
Yeah, okay.
And then, probably not the best idea, but to compensate for all that gaining, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna prep again.
Okay.
So on the same year, I think that was November, so I dieted down again for November. That was my second show, physique show.
Okay.
That time I came in a lot better.
Higher up in the rank.
Yeah, so I got, I think like third. That was still untested, but it was a smaller show. But I mean, that was like kind of when I knew, like, this is something. I mean, I have a shot.
You have a shot.
Like,
I mean, you're already 2 competitions in, so I guess you have a better idea.
Yeah, and there was already experience, and then I think so that was like physique. So both of them were like in board shorts.
Yeah, board shorts. Yeah.
Yeah. After that,
and sorry, just to, for people who aren't that familiar, physique and bodybuilding. There's a lot to say about it, but the most obvious difference is the apparel. So for physique, you're wearing board shorts. Then for bodybuilding, that's what's the formal name for that? Like, I always call it a thong.
A shiny, like a glittery thong.
Glittery thong. Okay,
yeah.
That's what you call it.
/ posing trunks, but glittery thong sounds better.
So what was that? When did you transition from physique to bodybuilding?
All right, so 2017. Again, after that show, that was November, right? And then like, after that, I was like, I'm gonna train my legs because I felt like they were lagging.
Okay.
I did a DUP program like 6 days, so I ended up doing like upper lower upper lower upper lower. So I trained
Upper
legs
lower.
thrice a week.
Okay, yeah.
All right, from considering I was on a stupid ass bro split, I was like training legs half-assed once a week
Once a
to
week.
training hard
3
thrice a
times
week, and then that
Oh.
shit blew up in like 6 weeks.
And
And
that's
then
it works. Just working on it.
That was so fast, but then I mean it's at this point I can't do it anymore because kind of injury prone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay, but like it was okay back then because it's not like I was squatting or deadlifting that much weight.
That much
But
weight,
At this
yeah.
point, it's just like, nah, man, I can't recover.
It's
from
not
that.
sustainable, not at all
Yeah.
for you.
But it was good. I mean, got me to grow some legs, and then 2018, 2019, pretty much just did bodybuilding.
Okay, and Grant is really known for his legs. I'm pretty sure everyone, whenever they post when they post about their quads, they always tag Grant.
Yeah.
It's just to compare, but obviously his legs are really superior compared to a lot of people here as well in the Philippines.
Gotta train them right, though.
You really do have to train them right. And with all your efforts that you've been doing 2016, 17, 18, and up till last year, with all those efforts, very of course we weren't really close then, we just knew of each other, I guess, like somewhat through Instagram, that but then I saw that he was going to compete in an international level. This was actually roughly July.
This was like I last year I was in the States already.
Yeah, like this time, like July of 2019.
That was July 20.
July 20,
Yeah,
exact. That was the show.
exactly July 20. Yeah.
So I'm not really that familiar with the bodybuilding scene, but has any other Filipino reached to that international level of that caliber of a show?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay,
Yeah.
wow. So you're probably the first of the kind. Like,
There are other Filipinos, but they're not like from the Philippines. Like
oh, okay.
Phil-Ams
Phil
doing
Ams.
like worlds in
Okay, but I guess pure blood
from the people we know, like
from our sphere.
among this island.
Okay, so what's really interesting, I was actually really jealous when I was seeing him in the show,
Yeah.
primarily because he met one of the world's leading fitness personalities. Two of my favorites would be definitely Eric Helms and Jeff Alberts. What was it like meeting them in person, like face to face?
Honestly, the reason I picked that show talaga was because like I knew, like I was watching, I think, Jeff Nippard's video the year before.
Okay.
And then I was like, whoa, shit! Everyone's there.
Everyone's there.
Yeah, and then the reason I picked that show was like, I'm just gonna fanboy here. I wasn't planning on winning anything. I was like, as long as I don't get last place. Basically because WNBF has this rule, but apparently it doesn't apply to international like athletes, so that was kind of useless. But
Okay.
there's a rule that you're supposed to compete within 1 year of getting your pro card to retain that
Really?
pro card.
Okay.
Yeah, in a pro show. So I was like, I thought that applied to everyone, and then when I got there, I think someone said like, "Oh, you don't have to compete in the pro show. You're
good.
yeah, you're good, bro. You're good." I was like, "Fuck, okay."
But at least,
But at least that was probably like literally the best day of my life, dude. That was
I imagine your stories were like
Dude,
on fire, dude.
fanboying lang talaga. So, back to the question. How was it like meeting Eric Helms?
Like, I guess the
and-
moment you saw that Eric Helms was within a few meters,
dude,
of
I was
you,
like, because I listened like throughout prep, I would do my fasted cardio, like let's say like 40 to an hour playing Mobile Legends. But at the same time, I was listening to podcasts, and every time I drive, I would listen to a podcast.
would this be Iron Culture
Sometimes, I don't think they were like that big
back then? Okay,
at that time.
What podcast were you
So
listening
there's
to?
a lot. There's who do I usually listen to? So there's always 3DMJ.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, of course. There's also Revive Stronger, which is another
Revive Stronger, yeah.
another big one. And then basically like a lot of other ones that I kind of just, is that like a cool episode? I'm just gonna
Yeah.
listen to that one.
And within a lot of those episodes, a lot of those other podcasts, Eric Helms is always a guest.
Yeah, I mean
there. He's like
if
the
he's
guy.
not the host, he's a guest.
Yeah.
So like the first time I talked to him, like I think our conversation went like he says something scientific, and then I'm like, yo, you sound exactly the same. Like, oh my
He's the
god,
real deal,
I can't
dude.
believe
He's the
I'm
real deal.
talking to the actual person. And then dude, like that was super fun. And then Jeff was, at first he was quiet. Like I was like, oh, is he kind of like snobbish? But then I think it's because we were all on prep.
So he's just in
Dude,
the zone, man. He's
we
just
were
in
all
the zone, man.
Man, yeah, I think we were all just really hungry, dude.
Yeah, I guess, psyche-wise, to those who aren't familiar,
Yeah.
if you're leading up towards your stage day, obviously, in terms, you don't piss anyone off who's under prep.
Yeah,
basically, just don't.
If you know anyone going through a prep, I suggest like not inviting them out, or like
Not
not
at
even
all.
just check on them. But man, you're probably gonna regret like trying to talk to them because they're gonna be so dead.
Yeah,
Like the last 4 weeks, last 4 to 6 weeks, if they're doing it right.
Yeah. So yeah, you have to be nice to everyone and prep.
Yeah.
So, but how is he really? I mean, obviously he looks really big, but how tall is Jeff? Like compared to like when you met him, like wow, does he look bigger in real life compared to social media?
Yeah, dude.
He's huge,
like when you see him, like especially in his off season, he doesn't look that big.
Okay.
Like he is like 50. I think he's turning 50. He's turning 50 next year.
He's up in the age.
Yeah, I know he's about to. He's doing his show for his 50th 50th birthday, whatever. Yeah. So, when you see him in his like on his Instagram, he just looks like a dad.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he just looks like a dad, diba? But then in person, fuck, bro, he's huge.
Huge,
like
dude.
no, like muscle bellies on muscle bellies, and I was like, what? What the shit?
Unreal.
He's dense. Like,
but then you realize he's been doing it, if I remember, for 33 or 34 years.
Pretty much, dude.
So, and he's been doing it, I guess, he said that he did like a few years of whatever training, then he only became serious 33 years into it, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that, yeah.
And nonetheless, roughly 3 decades of solid hard work is gonna get you to that position. So, a really, really amazing work for Jeff Alberts right there. So, among those personalities, I know that Omar Isuf was there. Were you able to meet him as well?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, shoot.
So it was the people I didn't get. So I took a lot of pictures
with a lot of competitors, yeah.
Pretty much everyone there except Omar, Chris Elkins.
Oh, Chris Elkins.
Yeah. Jeff Nippard and Stephanie Barrymore. So those are the 4. And then Patty Loves was there also. I didn't get a picture.
But you weren't able to.
But yeah, I met him naman like recently. But shit, those 5 people.
Yeah, dude, those guys are really like, I swear.
I was so mad.
I was really hoping that you did meet up with Omar Isa because he's one of the people that I really look up to.
I couldn't. So when you're walking around like backstage, I wasn't wearing my glasses.
You weren't wearing.
Yeah, so when I was walking to the front because they were audience. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't see them.
Shoot though.
Sayang, bro, but I mean, I'll get another chance eventually.
When do you plan to compete within that same sphere of people? Probably like you.
So my goal is like 2022.
2022.
That's WNBF Worlds. So that is them plus
other beasts
the people I fanboy about like from other countries, bro. All there.
2022.
2022. That was the plan. We'll find out.
We'll find out if that's really gonna happen. Of course, with the world situation and everything. So will that be your next show, the 2022, or like if there are example shows 2021? Do you think you'll bother competing there, or are you gonna like just build a base for 2022?
Like the reason I wanted to go on an extended off season. So again, competing when I ended prep, that was September 2019. And then I was thinking maybe I'll take the off season until like mid 2022 and then like diet down until November.
Okay.
But I mean, given the situation now, all the shows canceled.
That's true.
I feel like 2021, if you're gonna compete, that's probably gonna be the funnest year to compete because like literally everyone's gonna compete.
Everyone's itching to compete.
Everyone is itching to compete.
And it's assuming that maybe everyone's doing a solid off season right now because there's no show to even prep for. That'll be fun to see.
That'd be fun. But I mean, it would be fun. But again, I'm not sure if that would derail me from my 2022 goals. Plus, also I have, at least this year supposedly, I was supposed to have a couple of clients that were going to compete. So if they're gonna do it next year, and if I have a lot more clients, then I probably won't compete.
Because that's a lot to balance.
Yeah, dude, I can't be prep brain trying to prep other people.
And then coach prep brain also.
Dude,
that's really hard.
Like we're all like the hungry leading the hungry, bro.
Yeah, you have to be the sound of mind to be able to guide them as well.
You really can't do that at the same time.
Alright, so we were able to talk about your bodybuilding career so far and your bodybuilding plans moving forward. Let's take a step back and talk about something that Greg and I, or greglifts or Grant, have in common is that the fact that both of us currently aren't using our college degrees to the fullest or at all. I personally am a philosophy major. I graduated there. And then you graduated from what?
I graduated from UP also last year, BS Architecture.
Alright, so ever since you graduated until now, at this point in life, how much did you use your degree, if at all?
So Honestly, I don't plan on pursuing it.
Okay.
But good news is, if you can, I'm sure you guys have seen the rest of the gym. This is probably the only time I've ever like architectured anything. So from the planning to like buying the actual stuff.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm not sure if it's like architecture. It's probably just interior, like gym interiors and
Let's
stuff.
just say architecture. Yeah.
Let's just say it's a subcategory of architecture to make home gyms. So if you guys need help with home gyms, I can architect that.
He's the guy.
I have a degree, bro. Trust me.
So you as you mentioned, you don't have any plans of using it anytime soon or at all.
Yeah, most likely I won't. I don't plan on pursuing it. It's really more a matter of like, am I gonna pursue it and then just not use it eventually either way, right?
And so, since you haven't been doing the architect path, what you have been doing is that you've been doing online coaching and you've been part of the Movement Studio, TMS. Do you think that's something that you will really stick for the next 5 or so years, close to a decade maybe?
I think more towards wherever fitness takes me.
Wherever fitness takes
like
you.
So right now I've just put up Iron Supply. I mean, this is already like a gym. Like, this is basically my personal training studio.
Exactly.
Obviously I can't have a lot
10
of
people here, yeah.
or people in general yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is most likely going to be my main job for the next few years.
Yeah, exactly.
This plus Iron Supply, just supplying proper gym equipment without like overpricing or shit talking customers.
We'll get more into that later.
No, we're not gonna talk about that anymore.
But yeah, considering good thing that you mentioned that already, that this might be your thing already for the next few years, and I guess that's the path that most trainers would have to take moving forward, because considering the world, the situation that it's in, this like the private studios might be the way to go. But how else do you think the Philippine fitness industry will be affected moving forward because of this?
I like this. Honestly, I feel like it's a bit controversial to say. Like, I think commercial gyms are dead.
Yeah.
Straight up, bro. Maybe for the next 2 years, because what I was thinking was like, personally, and when I talk to my friends about it, it's like, when you're investing in a home gym, let's say you buy a squat rack, let's say you buy a bench, you buy a bar, some plates, on average that would have cost you like what, 40,000. You add in your dumbbells, you add in your flooring, that's about 70,000. Now you're calculating in your head, how many months of commercial gym membership am I gonna have to, you know, like, saan ko siya ibabawi, diba?
Yeah, exactly.
So usually that would be around like 1.5 to 3 years.
Exactly, yeah.
So, I mean, let's say optimistically, maybe like a year before people start actually coming back to gyms. That's a year from when they stop, or when things clear up. Like when it's full capacity. Because for me, right now, what's the point of going to a commercial gym? Let's say it's Anytime Fitness. You're not gonna get to go there anytime, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Like 100% sure they're not gonna open that up 24 hours.
Definitely.
Plus
and they shouldn't.
And limited capacity, which they should be doing. So I mean, it doesn't seem.
It's not the smartest.
It's not.
Probably.
Yeah.
For the near future, absolutely.
And I think for most people, if they've already invested in the home gym,
and a good number, because of course, since both of us are lifters, we have a lot of lifter friends as well, and a good number of them did purchase a full-on setup, whether that be as extravagant as grants or as simple as a rack, bar, bench and plates, which means you're pretty much set already. There's not a real need to go for a commercial gym. I guess the only thing a commercial gym will have over is, of course, the environment and the people there. But then that's the thing.
That's the thing, bro. How do you re-establish your culture? Like your gym culture? Like, how do you hang out with people in the gym now? I think it's going to be so much more convenient to just hang out at your friend's place.
Yeah, it's safer because it's not a public. And I guess just to repeat, like all these interviews that I'm having, all of them have been done in homes. We're not going out to public places. Zest Power Gym is basically a backyard of Raymond de Buque, a lifter that I had on the show. Then the previous one I had it in my own garage. So we're not going out to public places. This is basically
this is a gym in a home.
This is a home gym.
They're all gyms in homes.
Yeah, it's basically gym homes. So it's
private,
something. I was fun to clear that up before people start hating on us all. But yeah, it's a really tough situation moving forward. But I guess one thing we did mention that you were part of the movement studio. One great what's the step that you guys did, or one great way that you guys adapted to was a lot of your online classes.
Yeah,
which is really, really good. Do you think that's gonna be a more common thing that we'll be seeing around in the Philippines moving forward?
I really think so. Well, personally, I haven't been teaching classes online.
But your coworkers have been, yeah.
Yeah, because again, I've been pretty busy setting everything up.
Okay.
I just really didn't have the time, and I'm not really so fond of like doing
the virtual type. Yeah.
Yeah, like I can. It took me a while to learn how to teach group classes.
Okay.
And it would have taken me a lot of energy just to learn how to do it online as well.
That's true. It's quite difficult.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna focus on this first. Maybe when they reopen, I'll be down to teach classes again. But I mean, so much credit to TMS for what they're doing, because they're really like, dude, have you tried any of the classes?
I haven't, but I've seen like how it looks
you have to try the classes, man. As in, I've tried maybe like 1 to 2, and then I've watched a couple more. Dude, like,
it's intense.
It's intense. The interface is really good. Like how it's so organized. Like, and that's what I mean. Like when we were saying how's the gym, like how do you build a community?
That's
how you build a community, man. Because most of the commercial gyms, they're gonna send you newsletters, right? They're gonna send you like, hey, let's work out. You get a free workout today, something like that. But then they don't actually get to talk. Like, I mean, there's no community.
Community matters quite a lot.
And then this one, parang for TMS to come up with like group classes online, and then you get to see each other working out. Dude, that fires you up.
That fires you up. So mad props to the TMS team, and I guess I only know 2 people there, so that's gonna be Ida Paras and Hannah Bakani. You guys are really consistent, so mad props to you guys.
Love you guys, TMS.
Alright, so since we're talking about how the Philippines will probably evolve moving forward, and I guess in regards to home gyms, this is, I guess you started buying home gym equipment because you really knew for yourself that, what do you call this, moving forward, commercial gyms aren't probably going to be the best route moving forward. What made you decide to start your own, how do I even phrase this, gym equipment distribution business or seller business?
Good question. So I was probably one of the first people that I knew that actually went with the home gym setup. So it started pretty small, got from a lot of the local suppliers.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got the rack with a pulley, with a adjustable bench, some cheap flooring, dumbbells.
Yeah.
Just your
basic standard
just your basic stuff.
I'll show a picture right here, yeah.
Yeah, and you can see the before and after of everything afterwards, diba? But after I got that, I was like, damn, bro, people really need like proper gym equipment.
Proper equipment, yeah.
Because there are some places where the service is bad. There's some places.
Let's just state you're probably not watching it. Name drop it already. Come on, man.
No.
I'll be the one to say.
I think
he seems too nice. So there was this company. Okay,
wait,
fine.
I hate conflict. So
okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, he's not the one. I'm the one talking right now. So
wait. Let's just backtrack first. So I'm not. All right. So before that even happened.
Okay, what's up?
Before that even happened, it was me like, where do I get my gym equipment? Again, some places they're pretty bad service, and I'm not talking about that one, right?
Okay, bad service, and sometimes the quality of the equipment as well might not be.
No, that's
best.
what I mean. Like, if you really get what you pay for.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, so there's the cheap places with bad service, of course, and then there's the good places, but they're a little bit on the overpriced side, diba?
Yeah.
And then there's a certain niche that wasn't being targeted.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the bodybuilding / powerlifting side.
True.
Right? So there's a lot of CrossFit. There's a lot of like Olympic weightlifting crowds, diba?
Because CrossFit is such a huge community.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yun din, diba? It's so big. But then for me, parang
not everyone needs bumper plates to that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I was like, how do I find the best stuff that's like for myself?
Yeah, for yourself.
Because honestly, it started with me wanting to buy shit for myself, and then I was like, when I was searching online, there were like minimum quantities of everything. Like,
Okay.
I might as well just get some for everyone else at the same time, like selling to people with stuff that I personally like, and I lift a lot, so I know what I like, dude.
Yeah, and you guess you have a better
Yeah.
idea on what other people would like as well.
Yeah, especially from the legit lifting community.
Yeah,
right?
Powerlifting bodybuilders, yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to get stuff that was legit, and I didn't want to overprice stuff. So
Okay.
that's pretty much it. I mean, you kind of see that it's called iron supply because of the demand.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Oh.
just trying to meet that demand, which I can't really meet because I keep running out of stuff.
Yeah, actually, so Iron Supply has been doing really well. If you haven't heard of it, I'll be really surprised because if you're really within the powerlifting bodybuilding scene, you've definitely heard of the brand because I swear, the price range and the quality of the products and how amazing the products are, they're really necessary. So he's, what do you call this, selling stuff at a very reasonable, affordable price, but they're all premium quality.
Yeah.
So of course, he's not forcing me to say this. I'm really speaking this up for what I
This
really
is his
feel about.
podcast and not mine. So.
There's no sponsorships here, but yeah. So really, I really highly recommend that you guys check out Iron Supply when he gets stock because that's how in demand
this stuff
the
runs
brand
out.
is and the products are. So yeah, check it out. He'll definitely. So guys, you should definitely follow his Instagram. Is there a Facebook page as well?
Yeah, I mean it's linked to
Okay,
the
so
Instagram.
definitely
but
check them
mostly
out.
on the Instagram, yeah.
Check them out on social media so that once he restocks, he'll be able to be reserving whatever products you want. All right, so we talked about a lot of the example, the Philippines in general, the fitness industry. We talked about your career as a bodybuilding. Now let's really try to benefit let's get benefits for the audience. Let's answer lifting questions. Like
Yeah,
things
let's
that
go.
better takeaway. So some of these questions I asked from other people. Hey, because we have, I guess, mutual friends. Like I'm gonna interview Grant later. What's something that you might want to ask? And I mixed in some of mine as well. So because of how well developed you are as a bodybuilder, powerlifter, etc., some people might falsely assume that you are on performance enhancement drugs or steroids for the people who don't know what performance enhancing drugs are. How do you feel about it right now? Because I'm pretty sure how you felt from the first time you received that question all the way to the nth time that you've received that question. How do you approach it now? How do you feel about it?
Honestly, I think I've been getting it a lot less nowadays.
Okay.
Not that I'm getting any smaller or anything.
Are you
but,
sure?
but I think like the content I provide is really like geared towards sometimes it's scientific.
Yeah.
Like more on the evidence-based side. But there's a lot of thought that goes into my training and my like how I do my nutrition, how I plan my training. And I think people are starting to get that. Like they're starting to realize, oh, this guy is actually really thinking about this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they've kind of stopped thinking like, oh, this is probably all steroids or genetics or whatever.
Yeah, he's just a
Right?
meathead.
Yeah,
lifting
he's just
weights.
a meathead and is just getting really jacked because of steroids. Like,
Yeah.
nah, man, I'm actually thinking through it.
You're very intentional.
Yeah,
with your training.
there's a lot of processing involved.
Okay, but how did you feel like each time that
So-
you got a question?
All right, so at first, obviously it starts with like some like for friends or like
Okay.
friends that you don't really know anymore.
Like former acquaintances?
Yeah, because
something like
let's say it was fine. Let's just I started losing weight in like college, right?
Yeah.
So that was like 2015, and then by 2016 I was getting shredded.
Yeah.
2017 that's when I competed, and then I think I had a couple of like accusations from people like, bro, he can't have delts, like delts like that. That's what like people on gear have, and I was like, parang
Maybe you just don't do lateral raises.
yeah, no. At first, parang you're mga 30% you're flattered, 70% you're just like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, like you could just, can you ask me that in my to my face, diba?
Be straight
At
up
first,
about
yeah.
instead of spreading rumors.
Yeah. And then eventually it's like, when people ask me if I'm natty, yeah, bro, I am. I've competed in natty shows. Like it's a bit defensive, ba? And then now it's just like, if they ask me, it's just
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's more than
That's
enough.
good. That's a better way to respond. So just it's a yes.
Yeah.
Because it is a yes or no question.
Yeah, there's nothing to defend
Exactly.
anymore.
Oh, yeah,
at
that's a
this
better
point,
way.
diba? Parang I think there's enough content out there that proves that I am natty.
Yeah, that's true. So obviously you are, I'm not sure if you're going to classify it for yourself because you might be humble, but obviously if you ask anyone else, he is definitely in the advanced elite level when it comes to bodybuilding. Powerlifting, I guess definitely not so much. There are a lot of stronger guys. He is a strong individual, but in the same weight class, I swear there are a lot of local people who are really crazy. But in the bodybuilding scene, you're definitely elite. What were the necessary steps or what changes did you make to move on from the intermediate to the advanced elite stage?
All right, you know what? Honestly, it was more on telling myself that I wasn't advanced.
Really? Okay. Continue. Yeah.
Like because honestly, I'm not really that advanced. It took me going to another country to compete to realize how far off I still am. Yeah, so it just kind of changes your perspective. Na shit, there are people out there that are on their 33rd year of training, and I'm here 5 years in, like 4.5 years in of proper like. Let's just make that 3 years of proper training.
Yeah.
4.5 years of being in the gym, but 3.5 years of
dead set. Yeah.
proper training. Dude, I'm barely an intermediate.
Okay.
Like in that time frame. Because what happens is people keep thinking they're so advanced that they change up their training programs thinking there's a difference between going from novice to an intermediate to advanced.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's the same shit.
Exactly.
Right?
Actually, that's something that I really wanted to bring up because for the most part, when you talk to other veteran individuals, when you ask them about their training program, it's not about when you ask them what did it take for you to, and I kind of knew that you were going to answer it like that, but there's no specific answer that will say, oh, this is what got me to this level. But most people, I guess more of the intellectual lifters, would answer that all it took was just to not stop and just know what you're doing and be consistent with it. Because no matter who you are or how many years you've been lifting, there are some parameters to follow, absolutely. It's just that consistency is really going to be the thing that's going to take you to the next level, whatever level you are perceiving that to be. So that's good. I mean, I knew that you were going to answer that anyway, but a lot of people are looking for like this magic pill. Yeah. They're like, oh, what can I take? What program can I take? What supplement can I take so that I can reach advanced now already?
You're not a Pokemon, bro. You don't just fucking evolve.
It's not a rare candy.
Dude,
it's not a leaf stone.
It's not a rare candy, bro. And honestly, when you ask someone, when someone thinks they're advanced, what you'll see is they're doing a lot more things. They're saying, like, from a beginner, you're only gonna do you're only gonna do 5 sets.
Yeah.
And then as an intermediate, you have to do 10 sets. And then as an advanced person, you have to do 15 sets. When it might be the case, but at the same time, for me personally, the most important thing was actually reducing that. Like simplifying things.
Actually, the simpler the better.
Dude,
probably.
Simplifying things, perfecting your technique, focusing on the intention of the exercise rather than throwing a lot of junk.
Yeah.
Right?
Like researching for advanced bodybuilding
Dude,
programs.
when you research for advanced bodybuilding techniques of people on steroids, you're gonna get a shit ton
Context matters.
Context matters. I mean, you're gonna get so many drop sets, like complicated supersets and whatever that you probably don't even need.
You don't even need, yeah.
It's fun, but necessary, not quite.
Yeah, it's sustainable, probably not.
Probably not, bro.
Exactly.
I've gone through that. That entire 2017, I thought I was advanced.
I think everyone goes through that phase.
Yeah, I mean, yun nga, diba? Like the more you know, the more you realize you don't know shit.
Yeah, okay. Oh, philosophy. I love that. But that's really absolutely true, though. I mean, I guess everyone, I'll admit it, I was really embarrassed about it before when I was, right now I'm currently 190 pounds, but there was a time that when I was 140, 150, I thought I was the shit, dude. And then if I were to look back at my photos, I'm like, what the hell is this skinny guy talking about? And then looking at myself right now, even though if I'm 190, I still believe that I'm still super duper skinny. Of course, being out-angled by Grant, just seeing other people, exposing myself to other people, it just really humbles you and it makes you realize, damn, you really have a lot of work to do. Yeah. What work should you do? Just simplify it. Don't think of anything super special. Don't try a lot of the fancy stuff. I mean, you can try it.
You can
but
try
then
it,
that's not gonna be your bread and butter.
You gotta stop thinking of yourself as that special snowflake that will grow from this magical thing. But dude, just the basics will work for 90% of the people.
90% of the time. But so all you have to do is show up, get the work done, and get recovered. That's basically it.
That's pretty much it, man.
If he named a specific exercise, this specific movement took me from intermediate to advanced, you'll know that that's absolute BS. But yeah, a lot of the things, it's really going to be about consistency. So that's the first lifting question we had. The second one would be somewhat related to bodybuilding. Actually, related to bodybuilding. So from you being somebody who was also well established here in the Philippine scene and powerlifting, how much of a carryover did powerlifting have towards bodybuilding or physique?
Good
for
question.
you?
I think it kind of goes both ways.
Definitely.
Like how bodybuilding affects powerlifting and the other way around. Well, for one, when I compete in powerlifting, when I'm 66 kg, that means I'm dieting for a show.
Okay.
Dude, 66 is not my natural weight. Right now I'm at like 70. That's pretty much where I stand. And
Off season, yeah.
yeah, that's in my off season. So I usually like mid prep. That's when I'll compete in a powerlifting meet. So that's not. I'm a bit hungry.
You've been hungry.
So that's not my best, bro. Don't worry.
But then you would say that
But-
powerlifting, specifically the squat, bench, and deadlift, has had some contributions
Here,
to your physique.
yeah. I was saying like because I started first with bodybuilding,
Okay.
or at least physique, before I did any powerlift. Like I would always do squat, bench, and deadlifts, but I
But
wouldn't.
not powerlifting style.
Not powerlifting style, no, not powerlifting programming. Even up
Exactly.
to my first meet, I wasn't really doing, like, it was still like a power building.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was still, actually, you know what, until now, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm still gonna do it as it's not directly just powerlifting. It's probably still gonna be a lot of lateral raises and bicep curls in the
Okay.
end, diba?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, I think, like, the bodybuilding helped me build a little bit of a base. Because,
Base.
syempre, you need mass to move
lift.
mass.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So that sort of helped. But like on the other hand, I think powerlifting helped my bodybuilding a lot more because it taught me the importance of technique.
Yeah,
Of
intentionality.
being, you know what,
yeah.
if you like going back to the previous question a while ago, what I think changed was technique.
Technique.
Like how strict I am now.
Exactly.
Because looking back at my 2016, 2017 squat videos, shit, bro.
Shit, bro. I think anyone who looks back to their videos and the first few years of
my
lifting is
God.
gonna cringe,
There's-
man.
The ego lifting was crazy, bro.
Exactly,
And
dude.
parang it took me a couple of powerlifting meets to realize that there are probably much better ways, like methods, techniques, that will get me to the same place without having to use my ego.
Yeah, that's true. Lift the weight that you
Yeah.
can actually lift properly. I guess to follow up with that question, because I know there are a lot of powerlifters. Their main goal is to increase their squat, bench, deadlift, their total. But of course, you can't stop somebody who wants to look jacked as well. As much as
Yeah.
you want to lift more weight, they also want to look good as well. What advice would you give somebody who's primarily a powerlifter, but then they also want to look good, like to not necessarily a physique level, but they want to have better shoulders, better arms? How will you change that person's program, if you will change it at all?
All right. Here's the thing. So for me, I honestly think it's like balance doesn't really exist. You know, like you can't be both. You can't be elite at both.
You can be good at
You can be
both,
good at both, but you cannot be elite.
but there will come a time there is a fork that's gonna appear.
Yeah,
It's the
there's-
same route,
but
then
it's just
elite powerlifter, elite
yeah. There's a little bit of a
bodybuilder.
switch there. So honestly, what my problem was like when I prep for a meet and I'm still doing all of my bodybuilding stuff. It really gets to your recovery.
That's a good point.
That's the main issue. Parang you can't just do all of your you can't do 3 sets of heavy ass leg presses and then expect to squat properly the next day.
All right.
Likewise, even for leg extensions, there's a certain level of interference between your like accessory movements pa rin. Like
Exactly.
even if it's just your CNS or like I mean, it still hits. You know what I mean?
To go on that, I guess that's absolutely true, and especially true when it comes to our legs. So, if you do a leg bodybuilding type day, then you are gonna. If you can't expect for your squat and your deadlift to be really good the next day, can you say the same thing though about your bench? Do you think that doing a set, like 3 more sets of curls, tricep extensions, lateral raises, is gonna affect your bench day, bench workout the next
Does it
day?
directly affect your bench? Probably not. Because, like, let's say you're doing your biceps, doing a lot of biceps, probably not going to affect your bench. The thing is, you're still building up fatigue. Like, your central fatigue will still go slightly up from every hard set.
Okay.
Right? So, that still carries over. So, it's I guess, if you're a powerlifter trying to just build your physique, I would say maybe do it mostly on your power lifts and then just try to sneak in very little accessory work.
Very
So
little
start
access.
super conservative.
That's true. It's because it's always better to undershoot it and
Yeah.
grow rather than overshoot it and
Dude,
beat yourself up for the
yeah.
next week or so.
I mean, and when you do your increases, like if you're gonna increase your sets or your reps, be extra conservative.
Yeah. And this is all under the assumption that you are performing it with perfect technique. Like we don't want
Yeah.
junk volume where you're just going up and down with your reps. You want everything.
In that case, just don't do it at all, bro.
And I guess if you are under a coach, a powerlifting coach, the best thing to do is to talk to your coach about it.
Yeah.
Don't sneak in some sets. Example, okay, coach, I'm done. But then you realize you're doing 5 more sets of curls, 5 more sets of...
Although if you're gonna sneak something in, I think curls would be the most
forgivable.
Maybe curls and lateral raises. I think that's technically. I think that's technically the only thing you're missing from.
That's true.
Well, except calves.
Why do you think I'm wearing pants today? Huh?
Calves, bro.
But yeah, that's true. In terms of adding to OVC,
Yeah.
biceps and lateral delts will be the better ones, like the movements that you'd want to really focus on. All right. Next question is that. Okay, actually now, this one's a more fun one, so it's not going to be deep questions or anything. It's more of rapid fire, where I'm going to say some things that I'd want you to answer like immediately. So, first one, I have a list of it. But for the first one, I'm going to name a muscle group, and I want you to name the exercise or the lift that you feel like has benefited you the most. All right?
All right.
Pretty fair. Nothing really
Fair,
too
that's
fancy.
not so bad.
Okay.
Although...
Currently, I know it changes
Yeah,
time to time.
it changes a lot. That's what I was... It's like...
Yeah, because
especially
there's
with the
certain
setup,
movements.
it changes.
This question will definitely be dependent on what machines you have, what bars, and of course, time to time, it just feels like, maybe this one feels a bit better.
Yeah.
So whatever you answer, it's
Let's
your
say
current
in the home
favorites.
gym, yeah.
You're with your current home gym, all right. First one, pecs.
High incline Smith machine presses. Yes, Smith machine presses.
Super specific. Lats.
Landmine rows. Usually plate grip, but now I'm using that attachment there.
From Iron Supply.
Triceps. I don't really train them so much, but just like the past few days, I've been doing Smith machine, close grip floor presses, and those have been really good.
Okay. Biceps.
I think I like preacher curls. Dumbbell preacher curls. Single arm.
Side delts.
Using the jiu-jitsu belt, incline upright rows.
Yeah,
cable, with the cable, yeah.
With the cable, okay.
I think I have a couple of videos on that. But
rear delts.
Honestly, I don't really train them because I still hit them with
because you
that
still,
same
yeah,
movement,
exactly, okay. Glutes, if you were to isolate it.
I hate.
Or if there's what's the movement?
Let's just say
RDLs, okay.
Because they'll still hit it.
My next question is gonna be hamstrings. I'm pretty sure you're gonna say the same thing. RDLs.
Quads, bro. Everything. Shit.
Okay. I know you love a lot of quad exercises, but if there was only one quad exercise that you were gonna do for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Paused high bar squats.
Wow. Okay. And calves.
On the leg press.
Okay. That's what those are the favorite movements of Grant Teng. Next rapid fire one is that I want you to name I'll be naming a food group, and I want you to name your favorite one of it. Okay. Between carbs for the rest of your life, are you gonna stick with rice, bread, or noodles?
Bread, bro.
Bread.
Bread.
If you follow him on Instagram, you know that he's been baking quite a bit. Do you still bake quite a lot?
Not right now. I'm semi-retired, but that's on @ Greg Eats.
Okay, I like that.
All my bread's there.
So if you're gonna pick one carb, it's just gonna be bread the entire life.
Definitely bread.
If it's gonna be one for protein, are you gonna pick beef, pork, chicken, or fish for the rest of your life? One only for the rest of your life.
That's hard, bro.
That's hard, man. That's why I'm asking it. So this is in consideration of flavor and macronutrient distribution. Like example, of course, beef has a bit more fat.
Am I bulking the entire time?
This is your entire life, dude. So this is for both bulking and cutting. Oh shit. See, these are tough questions, man. Some people might find it still easy, but for a bodybuilder, this is a tough question.
I think chicken.
Chicken for the rest of your life.
You cut on your chicken breast, but you still have your chicken thighs, and I like that.
I'll follow
and
it
I
up.
still have my roast chicken.
Follow up. Chicken breast or chicken thigh for the rest of your life?
Chicken thigh, bro.
Yeah, that's true. Chicken breast that's gonna suck.
No.
Alright, next one. Okay, I'm gonna ask 3 different pairs of junk food, to use the term. I want you, or like cheat meals. I want you to pick which one. Ice cream versus donuts.
Fuck.
For the rest of your life. These are questions really make
This
you
is like
question.
the most sensitive topic, man.
Yeah, dude, that's why I'm asking it, man.
Oh.
Ice cream versus donuts.
Ice cream.
Ice cream. What ice cream is your favorite, would you say?
Dude, I'm having so much right now.
You love Magnum, right? I see that in your stories a lot.
I like the Magnum the pint with like the hard white chocolate shell.
That's really good. Cookies versus cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, cookies, dude.
Cookies, alright. Alright, now for a drink. Soft drink versus milk tea. Like any soda versus milk tea.
Fuck, Coke Zero.
Coke Zero. Okay, what if Coke Zero wasn't in the list of soft drinks?
So they all have calories.
They all have calories.
Milk tea.
Milk tea, okay. Alright, so this one's a tough one. If you were stuck on a deserted island, like, you know the classic situation, who would be more helpful in a survival scenario? Hana Bakani or Ida Paras? Ooh.
Ida.
Ida, why? I want you to explain. Hannah's gonna hate you. He's having such a hard time.
I just feel like
we'll just end it there. Let's just say Hannah, we love you, Hannah.
But Ida would, yeah.
Okay, for
survival, bro.
For survival, okay. For supplements, if you were to pick only 3 supplements for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Can I start with like whey protein is not a supplement?
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that. Why do you think so?
Because it's like
just a macronutrient.
It's basically just dairy.
Okay, but for the sake, because I guess for most people, let's consider it a supplement.
Fine. Regardless, I'm only taking 3 things either way.
Okay.
So it's a pre-workout, creatine, definitely creatine 1. Not just if you just had to choose one, creatine.
Exactly.
Creatine, pre-workout, and fine. Whey.
Let's consider it a supplement already. Yeah. All right, so that's basically everything that we have. Everything that I wanted to ask for granting today. This is actually probably the longest episode that I've ever had.
I haven't talked to anyone in a while.
So of course, there's really that need. So where can other people find you? So because I'm pretty sure he's not going to mention it because I think he's kind of shy about it. Please do check out his YouTube channel, something that he hasn't been quite active in a while, but for good reason. He was quite busy with work and, of course, setting up his gym, etc. What's the name? Where can they find you on YouTube?
On YouTube, I'm not even sure. Is it just Grant Teng? I think
that's how inactive he's been.
I think it's just, you can just search my name, you'll find it there.
Hopefully it's there. If ever, nonetheless, I will link it down below. On Instagram, what are the accounts that you can find you?
On Instagram, so my main one is @_greglifts. That's for all my lifting content. If you want to see bread, other foods, that's @_gregeats. You can also follow Iron Supply, so that's on Instagram and on Facebook. So I'll give you guys updates on products as well as whenever this gym opens up for personal training. So that's at ironsupply.ph, I think.
We'll find it. Whatever it is, I'll link it in the description.
Iron Supply, yeah.
To those who aren't familiar, yes, we've been talking about him being an athlete. He's also a coach as well. But are you currently accepting clients right now?
Yeah, honestly, I don't really have a lot of clients right now.
So if ever you are interested in getting Grant as your coach, please do consider messaging him, because I swear, as we talked about, he's really up there. He doesn't consider himself to be elite, but I guess most of us will. But if you want to have somebody of his caliber to take over your training, you should definitely DM him. So Grant, what else do you have to say for the podcast?
Not much, man. Thanks for listening to this, dude. That was a long one.
That was a long talk. So if you guys made it all the way here to the end, I really do appreciate it. He does appreciate it as well. All right, Grant, do say bye to the camera.
All right.